Welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Christ is in our midst. On March 21st, we commemorate St. James the Confessor, St. Thomas I, Patriarch of Constantinople, St. Philemon and St. Domninos. Regarding St. James the Confessor, this saint took up the monastic life from his youth in the monastery of Studium, where he became a disciple of St. Theodore the Studite. Later he became a bishop and suffered many afflictions and torments at the hands of the iconoclasts. St. Theodore composed a homily in his honor of this St. James. O God of our fathers, ever dealing with us according to your gentleness, take not your mercy from us, but by their entreaties guide our life in peace. From St. Paul's letter to the Hebrews. Brethren, we feel sure of better things that belong to salvation. For God is not so unjust as to overlook your work, and the love which you showed for his sake in serving the saints, as you still do. And we desire each one of you to show the same earnestness in realizing the full assurance of hope until the end, so that you may not be sluggish, but imitators of those who through faith and patience inherit the promises. As we are approaching the Sunday of John of the Ladder, it is important that we understand the ascetical struggle that the saints went through so that they may acquire the virtues and follow after God. The Gospel according to St. Mark. At that time, Jesus returned from the region of Tyre and went through Sidon to the Sea of Galilee, to the region of Decapolis. And they brought to him a man who was deaf and had an impediment in his speech. And they besought him to lay his hand upon him. This is allegorical. All of the miracles of Christ are brought to us so that we can understand the deeper meaning. For someone that is deaf, that is unable to hear, and an impediment in his speech, unable to speak, this means that this is someone that is not able to hear God or ask for help from God. And so, much like the people from Capernaum, these people have brought this man to Christ that he may enter this man and save him. And taking him aside from the multitude privately, he put his fingers into his ears and spat and touched his tongue. And looking up to heaven, he sighed and said, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And his ears were opened, his tongue was released, and he spoke plainly. Notice how Jesus Christ takes it aside. This is not to be a spectacle. This is not supposed to be one of those faith healings where you see thousands of people and you lay a hand on it. Oh! Christ comes into us and heals us. And it is not through just hearing about Christ, but through interactions with Christ, touching Christ. This is done through the sacraments of the church, through Holy Communion, through unction. And he charged them to tell no one. But the more he charged them, the more zealously they proclaimed it. And they were astonished beyond measure, saying, He has done all things well. He even makes the deaf hear and the dumb speak. I hope that you've enjoyed today's Spiritual Calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.